So if you don't know what the Coffin of Andy and Leyley is, you're in for a treat, because neither did I a few weeks ago. And the only way I did find out about it was the memes plastered everywhere about it.
I get it.
Hmm?
You fucked her.
Your life is nothing. You serve zero purpose. You should kill yourself now.
Now these memes threw me in a tumble dryer and told me to go through a maze, then skull fucked me because I was confused. I didn't know what this game was, and why there were so many memes referencing the two characters, Andy and Leyley. But I shit you not, I put on my investigative cap and delved into the guts of the internet. And boy oh boy, was there so much porn of it. But that aside, this story is basically... we have two characters, Andy and Leyley, who are brother and sister. That part is very important, you'll need it for later. And they have been locked inside their apartment because they've been exposed to water that is contaminated. And because it was contaminated, they have to stay inside the apartment. And their parents really don't give a fuck about them, let's be honest. Any contact they do have with their parents, the parents basically tell them to hang up, they're pretty busy. Yeah, they're pretty busy whilst their son and daughter are starving to death because of the lack of rations. But to be fair, they are told that if they contact anyone from outside, either on the phone or physically, they will kill them. But to say just, nah, I'm too busy, is kind of a dick move, let's be honest. It's the equivalent of that comic where it says, not now son, and then he says some fucking weird shit.
Daddy?
Not now, son.
Daddy?
Not now, son.
Dad!
Not now, son. Son.
So these two are basically starving, and they have a neighbour that plays loud, ominous music, which when they go have a look, they see he's trying to summon a demon. It's kind of something like I'd expect out of you, but trying to someone that actually loves you. Anyway, neighbour then dies to said demon, off camera, so we really don't know what happened. Maybe he tried to use it like a fleshlight. I would not be surprised if that is a side story in this game. So they're now in a room with their dead neighbour, and they're very hungry. What would they do next? Would they loot the entire room for food, try and find something? Or just walk out, act like you didn't see anything? Nah, they ate the neighbour. They went with the goofy, quirky option of cannibalism. And then the warden tries to break in, which is the person that's meant to make sure they're staying in the rooms, and then they just fucking kill them! From cannibals to murderers. You'd think it would be the other way around, but obviously not. They then take the warden's keys and leave, and there they find that there were notes on the doors displaying their blood type, and then they later find out that they were just using them to harvest their blood for things like blood transfusions. And because Leyley Andy's were B, they weren't that useful, so they weren't feeding them as much. But people who had O blood, who could basically give their blood to anyone, were probably getting 5-star meals and tickets to see the Logan Paul or KSI fight. I'm kind of lucky I don't know my blood type, and I'm convinced many people don't know their own blood type. But then things get interesting as they do some silly shenanigans like sacrificing the other wardens to the demon, which in turn gives Leyley the power to see the future. And probably listening to that, you probably think that is like dropping Adolf Hitler into an isekai, because Leyley is the mentally unstable one that is very possessive of her brother. And it is found that Andy knew that she harassed his previous girlfriend, that's why they broke up. So with Andy basically borderline asphyxiating his sister, "Spit out my fucking hamster! Right fucking now!" They both leave and go to a different city altogether. And Leyley tries testing her powers if she can see the future, and she does see the future where her brother is murdered. But this just proves that the powers she got from Satan himself actually works. And now we get into the drama and the fucked up part of this game that has everyone running around like headless chickens. Well, you see, since Leyley can see into the future, or at least the future that is going to happen, she could probably do the things like win the lottery if she decided the day prior to, I'm going to watch the lottery numbers or some shit. Or use her powers for good and notify people when a natural disaster is going to occur, or warn people when they're about to die. But what was one of these visions she saw? One of these great visions given to her by a demon? Well, if you're down south in America right now, you might relate to this, but it was one of the visions to fuck her brother. And if you are down south right now, near Alabama, you're probably thinking, oh, they made a game about me. Hey, Michelle, get in here. They made a game about us. Sorry, that is my impression of a basic incestuous American. And if you're not relating to this, you're either disgusted or cursing that you've never had a sister yourself or brother. And to those people I say, go fucking outside. Now this is sort of a big plot point in the game. Because one, it shows how Leyley cares that much about her brother that, you know, it might not just be family love, it's definitely not fucking family love. And how possessive she is over Andy. But nevertheless, she basically has a vision where she fucks her own brother, which hasn't happened yet, but it could happen. And they both have this dream and the vision. And if you just thought, oh, maybe it was a fuck up, maybe the demon's just trying to fuck with them, their reactions do not help whatsoever, with Andrew basically being embarrassed and Leyley teasing him. And what's worse is, this was not just some missionary fucking, it was biting and strangulation. This is an Alabama resident's wet dream. But don't worry, I'm not going to spoil the rest of the game for you, especially the mother's reaction to hearing that their pride and joys have fucked. I'm more interested in the community's reaction to this information, which is very split, to say the least. You've got one group of people saying it was unneeded and absolutely disgusting to incorporate this into a game. Then you've got other people celebrating like it's the 4th of July and probably have a tab of Rule 34 open, ready to go. My general reaction is, the creator obviously knew what they were doing. The main reason this game has been pushed all over social media is because there is an element of incest in it, and the sister is apparently a baddie. That's from other people's words, not mine. So it has an interesting story and a wow factor, the wow factor being fucking Alabama incest. It's probably more of a shock factor, to be honest. I personally don't think the story alone could have carried it, but it was a good story. But adding the sprinkles of incestuous relations onto it, you have something that's probably going to get thrusted all over social media from people saying, hey yo, what the fuck, or people hating it. But generally, most reactions are just surprise, and then they get on with the rest of the game.
Deal. Come on, give me one word.
But my genuine opinion is, it's there. The game's still pretty good without it being there. The story still works. But it's just there to throw you off guard and bring some spice to the story. It's not saying incest is hot. I'm just saying it's just trying to be a little quirky. Like that one time you tried a new haircut and nobody gave a fuck. But people are obviously freaking out about it, and I just thought I'd want to talk about it. I like the game. I think it has a great art style that is kind of like Don't Starve, that fucking ancient game now. And the story isn't too bad. But yeah, that is going to wrap up the video. Enjoy this meme, and bye-bye.
300 black men for only £2. Yes!